single and very simple game feature mechanic, if you would like to so call it that way, that is going to change gaming, the gaming industry forever. I think, at least, that it is going to cause that. And it is coming no less from Ubisoft. Regardless of how you might feel about Ubisoft, I think that this little single mechanic, gameplay mechanic, it should be implemented in as many games as possible. Let's just lay it on the table. I do want to make a little disclaimers. I do want to talk about a little bit of comparisons, some things that it might already be there implemented in different games, but the way that they are doing right here on the new Prince of Persia upcoming game, it's just delightful. And it made me realize when I was playing lots and lots of different games lately, how very needed a mechanic like this is needed on all of those games. And let's just lay it out on the table. The ability and capacity of taking a picture to be able to remember a specific location for you to be able to come back later when you have the means, the right tools, the right skills, the right equipment to open that up. Let's remember that this is a Metroidvania, which is going to be a key focal point about the discussion that we're going to have right here today. But I also want to clarify some little things. Once that is being said, a lot of people is going to say, well, this is not a new feature. Probably I might be mistaken. Probably this is already implemented in different games. This is very different from photo mode. We do have photo mode on different games, but photo mode is usually just that picture. It is designed for you to take that picture and just leave it out there. You do not go back to it. And the way that they designed this thing right here, I think that it is amazing because it's something that you can access through your journal for you to remember specific given key locations that you need to go back to once you have the right tools. So let's say, for example, that you do not have a double jump and you have a location that you say that you might think, well, this is a location that I cannot reach and I would need a double jump for me to get it. You access your journal and all of those pictures are already going to be there. One very simple one comes to mind as well with Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, where you do have the Prunius' tablet or the Sheikah tablets, and you can take pictures in there as well. And those pictures are easy accessible throughout the game menu. You can scroll them, you can just take a look at them. But it doesn't really matter that much in Zelda Breath of the Wild and all Tears of the Kingdom, because in Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, you essentially have every single tool at hand from the very get-go of the game. You do not need to go back to certain specific locations because you are not able to complete that one specific area. So yeah, I think that those are some of the examples that I should like to point out, that I should like to mention, that are not applicable in this case, that could be similar, but they are at the end of the day very different, because the implementation right here is for you to have something of easy access in your in-game menu on your journal so that you can make use of it. And you might think that, well, probably this is just something useful for Metroidvanias. It is true that the next upcoming Prince of Persia game, it is a Metroidvania that I just love. I think that the game looks amazing. I am going to play the hell out of that game because it just looks amazing. It looks beautiful, it looks gorgeous, and I think that this is one of the Ubisoft jewels, that's one of the risks that they are taking on their specific given formula, that we need a little bit more from Ubisoft. Ubisoft is a good developer, it's just that they are just sinking this hellhole where they have this bloated of content, empty content, open worlds. I think that this is a breath of fresh air, but I digress. This is specifically useful for Metroidvanias, and we know, I think that this could benefit in every single other game. We have many situations, we have many games where they downright mimic a complete genre because something plays good, because something feels good while you are playing it. Hence, that's why we got Souls-like genre, because the game was just so popular that different companies mimicked that one. And That's what I love about gaming, that the industry evolves thanks on the many mechanics that are 100% something good, something that works and functions and that people like. And I think that this is one of those moments in time and history where we're going to look forward and thank God that this mechanic could be implemented in many other different games, because they brought it up first right here. And like I said, in Metroidvanias, this is very useful, because the world building and level building for Metroidvanias is very convoluted. You do have to backtrack quite a lot to a different place, and it is difficult to remember that specific given point that you are looking at because of how verticality and level progression and level separation works in this kind of games. So that's something to consider, that's something to have in mind, that this is very specifically useful for Metroidvanias. But during this holiday season, I was playing a whole bunch of different games just during my period of holidays or rest, and I realized that while I do intend to cover this game as soon as it launches, we're going to, if we have like for example builds or skills or secrets and what have you, we are going to cover it in the channel. But I was thinking that little simple mechanic that they announced that every previewer has had access to, it got me thinking how cool would it have been for me to be able to have that mechanic on the games that I have been playing. Let me give you an example, a very beloved for everyone right now, it's just the hit of the moment, because of the free DLC God of War Ragnarok. I enjoyed very much God of War Ragnarok. But I do have to say that even while I do recognize that the side quest and side activities system in this game is just marvelous, it's just chef's kiss top notch, it is amazing, I do have to say that I'm one of those guys that have a crappy memory. I do not know where did I need to go once I have acquired that specific certain item. And I do not like to backtrack that much, because while I am thorough, while I am exploring, I feel that when I leave an area, I leave that area because I'm satisfied. Because I'm satisfied that I do not want to leave, that I'm not leaving anything important behind. And then you stumble into those little situations where you see things where you go, oh, well, yeah, this is one of those situations where I probably am going to have to go back here at some point once I have that one specific skill, that one specific weapon, that one specific key. But that is the problem. Most of the cases, this is just me personally as a gamer, I do not want to go back those areas because I have already taken my time to explore them deeply, and I usually just go like, well, this is probably one of those secrets that I'm not going to need unless I find something in the internet that is broken, that is powerful, that I think that I want to keep, that I want to have, then that is probably one of those cases where I'm going to go back. Because you do not have a pinpoint or a landmark, something that reminds you that you have to go back to that specific one given place in time, an area where you can use that one new skill. And this new Prince of Persia video game has that thing where you take a picture, you save that picture into your journal, and then you can be consulting your journal for every time that you get a new skill. You can directly go back to that very specific place and feel that you do not have to go throughout the whole area once again just to explore that little thing that you needed right there. So I think that it is a fantastic something. I can think like, for example, yes, God of War Ragnarok, but I can also think about Jedi Survivor, which despite of the performance issues that the game had at launch, I explored that thing thoroughly and I enjoyed it deeply, but I think that that's one of those games that it could have benefited from that as well, from you being able to keep a picture in your log, in your journal, to be able to go back whenever you have that new skill, that new power, whenever you progress into the story enough for you to have to go backtrack there, directly there, and not be lost in the endlessness of the levels, of the convoluted levels. So yes, This is one of those key features that the gaming industry is going to benefit quite a lot, not only on Metroidvanias. Metroidvanias, yes, they are the ones that are going to take the most advantage of this thing, but if they implement, and I sure wish that they implement this new feature, this new mechanic of being able to take pictures. It's just a simple little thing. Take picture, allow me to save it in my journal, allow me to consult them every time that I want to, for me to go backtrack and be the completionist, anxious kind of gamer that has anxiety because of all of those things that have been left behind. It's just amazing. Let me know what you guys think about this new mechanic. Are you going to play Prince of Persia? Do you like Metroidvanias? Who do you think that it is going to benefit the most? This is just the one that I can think of right now, but maybe probably the same mechanic that it could be applied to a different type of game where you want to go back to a specific summer place in time. Let's discuss all about that in the comment section down below. Remember that if no one's told you today you're a gorgeous and beautiful person, you are indeed a gorgeous and beautiful person. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll be seeing you goddamn gorgeous and beautiful people in the next one. Have a lovely, lovely day, and goodbye.